move on to item 16. Was there any information? Public comment, item 15, public comment on non-action agenda items. So we'll start in the chambers for that. Mr. Barich.
Thank you. I think this item 15, public comment on non-action agenda items, needs to stay where it is after council member reports and city managers' reports, because it's very important for us to hear your reports and then, if needed, comment and give you direction on where we can help you going forward. I think it should stay right there. Also, regarding the Pledge of Allegiance, I want to remind some of you regarding the Pledge of Allegiance that some of our council members don't say the entire Pledge of Allegiance. You noticed? I've seen this over the years. They get to that one part, one nation under God, and their lips just, can't do it. So it's not really the Pledge of Allegiance. It's something else. Really? It really is kind of something else. Maybe you call it something else. Maybe if you can't say the whole pledge, you recuse yourself and come back when it's over. But that's kind of an issue. I also want to remind you that years ago, Susan Harvey remembers that the limit to speak for the public to speak was 5 minutes. For many, many years, maybe decades, the time limit was 5 minutes, and the council was often gracious enough to give you another 30 seconds or a minute. And we had 10 or 20 people in the room here who participated throughout the night. These meetings started at 7 o'clock and often went till 10, 11, and midnight. Boy, have we lost our way. We have really gotten soft, okay? So I want you to consider that. Back when I published my newspaper that was delivered to every household and business in town, I gave the city council's offers to write for the paper, send letters to the editors in. They didn't want to deal with any of that, but that's something to consider going forward, is the cooperation and encouraging of the public to be involved. And regarding, how much time it's taking to get through these meetings when you have concerned citizens here, I don't know what the council expected when they passed me over for the vacant seat on the city council. I mean, what did you guys expect? Just kind of going to go off into the sunset? Okay, you guys have dug this hole. If it wasn't for the recall and passing me over, I'd be up on my property in Lake County right now and fishing probably. But this is what we have. Now, regarding the police chief in the back of the room, I want to commend the fact that you took my good idea, unless it was with other people's idea, that it's good to have the chief in the back of the room. I think that's going to work well, the fact that he can get a jump on somebody who comes in here and is violent or drunk or whatever. So, also, this building is not earthquake retrofit. So on a future agenda, we need to have a workshop on what we're going to do to protect our staff, protect the public from this building that is not earthquake safe. Whether we can solicit Rohnert Park to see if we can rent their chambers for the city council meetings. But since there's no money in the budget for capital improvements, for a city hall like this that could be down on Hellman Lane or down near the Public Works lot, it would cost millions, but we warned you 20 years ago this day was going to come. There's also, for a future agenda, there's a food truck parked at 76 Station at Apple Valley Shopping Center. I don't know if it's licensed. I don't know if it's permitted here in Cotati, but I really don't want to approach the truck. I would ask maybe the council members to approach and see if they're legal, because I don't think our staff is interested in code enforcement on anybody else but me. So I would ask you to do that. Also for the agenda, the hotel project is a disaster and a nuisance, and I'm getting all kinds of complaints about it. I'd like you to address what is now a public nuisance at the hotel location.
Thank you.
Yeah, Michael Hilber, I'll make this brief. I apologize because apparently I have some difficulty hearing, but I seem to have understood there's some discussion about sales taxes and actions of the legislature. Sebastopol wants act of the legislature to raise the cap to 10.5, so they'll be okay. Because, all the voter-approved taxes put Sebastopol at at 10.5, but the crooked county supervisors gave them some deal that they would effectively exempt them from collecting the child care tax. So they're at 10.25, but they're getting their full 0.5% that they voted on just in November, and they voted for the child care tax but don't have to pay it. I would tell anybody, you know, if you're in a jurisdiction with a sales tax that's 10 or above, just boycott purchasing anything there. If you go out to, say, buy something at Friedman Brothers that's outside the city limits and you pay a lower county sales tax rate, at Lowe's it's 10.25, but at Friedman's it's something like 9.5 or 9.25, something like that, because there's no add-on city taxes there. So that would make sense, because people paying over 10% sales tax, you know, you're just getting screwed.
Thank you. Anybody else in the chambers? Okay, let's check with our Zoom audience.
Thank you, Mayor Ford. Zoom attendees, please use the raise hand icon to make a public comment. The first hand is from Lori Alderman. You have the floor.
First, this is sort of funny. If the West School Pathway project is starting, where's the porta potty? It was there for months, and there's no porta potty across the street, which is sort of fun to watch guys running and Amazon drivers. And anyways, it just doesn't seem that's really true that there's coming back to the West School Street project. The Climate Ready Fair. Of course, you guys are saying great things about it, but it served 350 people according to the records and cost $20,000 of our taxpayer monies to put on. That's $57 per person to go to the Climate Ready Fair. What would a $57 for 350 seniors done for the city? Your priorities are all wrong. The community yard sale. Why are we having it for the recreation department when they are in scholarships and everything, when you hardly give out, and it's less than 1,000 you're given in scholarships, but it seems you would earn more than that. I have an idea for a future agenda item with CalPERS. I saw a big thing on, you know, the stock market going down, that it could cause big ripples in CalPERS and unlimited pension liability. So if you could look into that. I'm also in agreement. The hotel is a disaster, and I've been in contact with Ken Molinaro, and he keeps saying it's starting on publicly on the page, and it's a public nuisance. There are laws about building codes, and code enforcement is not going out there and doing anything because code enforcement is too busy going after George with the code enforcement scandal, which you all won't acknowledge. And one of the parts of that is the PRA requests from Robert Smith, the attorney, and code inspector and prosecuting attorney, and jury, everything, he's everything. He has not submitted any of his billings that detail since November. I've been waiting for PRA requests. Today I did get only one of them. I got, this is also, I think, quite illegal, is the prosecuting attorney who pays the judge. And we just found out today, a PRSA response that was $40,000 in the last 2 years, that just the, PRA requests need to be full and on time, and you can need to investigate when there's not reason that he's not putting them in, but he's doing it to manipulate the whole situation because we're over 100,000 at least, and attorney fees and judge fees to begin with, and we can't even figure anything out because you guys want to investigate why things on the code enforcement are going. Thank you.
Thank you.
There are no further hands. Mayor Ford, that will end public comment.
All right, thank you. So now we'll move on to item 16, information received after the agenda was posted. Was there any?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Ford. There was one letter received regarding item 12A. The commenter mentioned it in her comment tonight. That letter was received shortly before the meeting, so it was not posted to the HTML agenda. However, it is available here in print